I thought Perret's battled. I thought maybe I think it was maybe the fourth goal or the third goal. Sorry, maybe he would have wanted that one back, but then he made a couple big saves after that. So again, to your point, the resiliency of the group, that's something that hopefully we can build off here for the final 5 weeks push here.
You were talking about some of your depth players, your role players. Denis, he had a good game. He's a relative newcomer. How do you feel like he's fitting in, and how do you feel like you can, once you're kind of all executed, where do you feel like he is best used?
I'm not going to take that bait. I mean, what I've learned is this year you never know when you're fully settled and what that's going to look like. I think right now we identified him as someone who's going to be a really good player at this level. He's very young, obviously, and he's in his first year pro, but he's a little bit of a throwback. So he gets into hands. He's very smart. He does a lot of like little cerebral things very well out there. And he's just very responsible. So for a young kid to be that responsible, and then obviously with Mats being called up, Budgel being called up, Boyer being injured, we really felt like, to add a centerman who could give us depth at that position, and then to find someone of his ilk was really advantageous to us. And then in the same breath, you have to mention Dustin Mans. I mean, I've kind of joked around with people, but he is the man. He's just... the minutes he gives us on the penalty kill, the face-offs, the F1 down low in our D zone, I mean, he just plays with such integrity. And again, he's just another smart, very reliable two-way centerman.
Final question. What is it about Iowa that just brings out, I don't want to say the worst of each team, but the grimiest?
Yeah, I'd almost say it's the best out of each team. Listen, I got a lot of respect for Derek over there. The way he's built his team, they have what I would call hard skill. They skate extremely well, which then allows them to get into bodies, get into these scrums, and be chippy. But they can also score and they can also defend, and then they've got very good goaltending. So again, for us to go into this weekend and be able to get 4 points really speaks to, again, the resiliency of our group and hopefully for, good things to come here.
Would you view this game, and maybe even this weekend, as one of the hardest physical games played? I mean, everybody was engaged, it seemed, physically wise, and there was a lot of checks given.
Yeah, I obviously I got to watch the film again, but again, I think it goes to the character of the players that we've been able to bring in here, whether it's like a Dad Zanov, whether it's a Mans, whether it's Denis, whether it's Sado, whether it's, even Chung-Min Lee in his own right. Obviously, having Danny Kadek back, he's a big man. Obviously, Gouldy and Johnny Evans, like these guys, even some of our undersized guys, they play with a ton of snarl. So I think it's more about the personnel that we have right now that allows us to do that. And then I didn't even mention like a Thomas Stewart or a Murray, so we've got guys now that have no problems playing that brand of hockey. So I think that blends well to playing a team like Iowa.